Hello, it is Casual, and today I'm going to be giving you some tips and strategies on how best to optimize your playstyle in Ninja Gaiden 4. This game can be fairly challenging, especially in the higher difficulties, but it is not as brutal as most people say. I'm not going to bore you with things that you probably already know. I'm going to give you a better insight into how to maximize your output. Alright, let's begin. Get these skills fast. First off, when you eventually make it to the vendor that sells you your combat skills, you'll want to purchase the Izuno Otoshi, or the Izuno Drop, and Flying Swallow, especially Flying Swallow. I personally think that this move is the most essential skill you can get, even more than the iconic Izuno Drop. But the Izuno Drop is great for a whole different reason I'll explain later in the video. The reason why the Flying Swallow is so good is because it has invincibility frames, or iframes, meaning that you can't get hit. So you can tell if a move has invincibility frames in this game whenever you see the blue trail. When the blue after image disappears, it means that your iframes are out. These iframes, along with the move horizontal movement, make it one of your best tools for engaging enemies. You can use it to reposition, to find a safe spot, or you can just use it to transition to another enemy. It also has a chance to instantly decapitate an enemy, so you want to make sure you get the Flying Swallow Barrage upgrade. This allows you to do it up to 3 times in a row, which increases the chances of decapitation. You can also use it to take down flying enemies. Now, the next skill you have to get is the Fatal Flash. This move allows you to perform an attack after a successful parry. In this game, you parry by hitting an attack button as soon as an enemy attacks, preferably your light attack because it's faster. The reason why this move is so strong, other than, you can use it to stagger bosses, is that it spawns a small blood essence. This is not a common thing in this game. You don't have a lot of moves that instantly guarantee a blood essence to drop. And what elevates this move is the next move you should unlock as soon as possible: Ultimate Guidance. Ultimate Guidance allows you to instantly reach level 1 of your ultimate technique, or your UT, by automatically absorbing a blood essence without having to charge it all the way up. This is obviously very good because your UT will instantly one-shot most enemies in the game and deal a lot of damage to bosses. Now, you can already see where I'm going with this. In boss fights, for example, where you don't have a lot of chances for blood essence drops, combining the parry along with ultimate guidance allows you to safely deal big damage because you have iframes or invincibility frames during the startup of your UT. It's great against bosses and lets you bully mobs. Now, over the course of a fight, especially on purgatory levels, you notice that you have a lot of blood essence orbs just drop from certain enemies. Now, remember that Izuno Drop I mentioned at the start of the video? This is where I personally believe the move is at its strongest. After you launch an enemy and complete an Izuno Drop, it allows you to instantly start charging your ultimate technique as soon as your feet hit the ground by absorbing the red orbs. This is, in my opinion, the safest way to charge your UT. The final move you should get as soon as you can is a weapon skill for the Twin Blades. It's called Spiral Shadow. This is probably the most underrated move on this list because it's not as flashy as the rest. But it's strong because it knocks down enemies in a wide arc, giving you time to breathe and allowing you to pick and choose who to finish off, like say a high priority target like a rifle officer, for example. You can do it by itself, or you can animation cancel into it from your regular attack on the ground. I would go as far as to say it's essential in high enemy density fights like the fight you have on the purgatory levels. Being able to have that quick access to a crowd control move is invaluable in this game and is, in my opinion, incredibly strong. Move, move, move. Always keep moving. If you're standing still for half a second, you are not doing it right. Utilize the environment, use the hooks, attack from walls, and use the Flying Swallow to just dance around the battlefield as much as you possibly can to reposition and identify threats like flying enemies or rifle soldiers. Utilize training mode. Try and make use of the training mode as soon as you possibly can. You can access it from Tyrant, or you can just pause and go through the menu. Practice with different enemy types. You can set different parameters and make the enemies perform certain moves, like power moves, for example. You can practice your parries and perfect block timings and your combos. It's the perfect place to get comfortable with the game's mechanics with zero pressure. BLOODRAVEN mode. Now, some general tips for BLOODRAVEN mode. In the menus, you can change it from the hold position, which is the default setting, to a toggle position. I personally use the hold position because it allows me to not worry about whether I have it on or not. I tried the toggle position, but I ended up forgetting to turn it off, which isn't ideal. But try both options to figure out what works best for you. Another tip for making sure you're getting value from your BLOODRAVEN form is you can use it to block typically unblockable power moves. I don't always recommend you do this, but it is invaluable in situations where you don't have enough time to interrupt a power attack, or the power move or attack is coming from off the screen, so you can't see it or reposition in time enough to avoid it. Rapid fire tips. Use your launcher on the officers to single them out and finish them in the air to reduce the chances of getting interrupted. The best way to increase your chances of dismembering is by using your light attacks. Heavy attacks are less likely to dismember enemies. Whenever you see an enemy covered in blood, just know that they can be dismembered. And prioritize taking out dismembered enemies because they can grab you and explode. Block as much as possible. You don't take chip damage, so there's no reason for you not to do so. Your guard can be broken after taking a number of hits, but you can increase it by purchasing an upgrade. The first one allows you to take up to 5 hits. Use your shuriken to interrupt your strings and stun enemies out of attacks. You can also use it to ground flying enemies. It takes about 3 hits to bring them down. You refill health every time you interact with Yumi's station. So if you finish a fight with low health, don't waste your items. Just wait until the next station or to the next fight. You can use Flying Swallow on flying enemies to instantly take them down. Always deviate from the path of the objective to find items and hidden objectives. Press the right stick to find out what the path of the true objective is in, then go the opposite way to see what secrets you can find. Alright, that is all I have for today. I hope you were able to learn a thing or two from this guide. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good jazz. I have more Ninja Gaiden content coming on the way, and yeah, thank you for watching. It has been Casual.